So, like, the thing about my job, I work as a reporter. The thing about it is that sometimes I don't work very hard, and sometimes I work very hard. Like, sometimes I have a 4 hour day, and sometimes I have an 11-hour day, and that's always fun. I've had a really long week, and I'm not complaining. It was a good week, but. So basically, I don't a lot of the time feel very confident in my work and that the idea that I'm like a good journalist because like I cover small towns and nothing fucking happens. So it's a lot of fluff pieces and it's a lot of reporting on very minor local government stuff and very occasionally I get a chance to do an actual important interesting story. And when that happens, I work my ass off. I spent all of Wednesday, an 11-hour day, interviewing a bunch of people for this very long piece. And all of Thursday, just 8 hours straight writing this. Ended up being this massive 3,000 word story, but it's the best thing I've written while working for the paper. So, like, the story is one of the towns that's kind of on the ancillary of what I cover, but this is big enough that, oh boy, putting lots of attention. There's this town, and they had an auditor come in, and the auditor's like, hey, you don't have any paperwork saying that you own the city fire department. You should look into that. And so the city council like calls in the fire chief and asks, "Hey, do you work for us?" And he says, "No, actually, the fire department is owned by the township, which is like a small government thing that it controls. Townships control like outside of towns, like the rural country stuff with all the farmers. That it's a thing in Iowa, probably in other places. I don't know." And he says, like, "No, I work for the township." Okay, so then, without warning, one city council member is like, okay, we are now going to. I'm wasting all my Pokeballs on the Chingling. It's a fucking Chingling. It's bad. One of the city council members is like, okay, I motion to accept that resignation. And the fire chief's response is, what? What? I didn't resign. What the hell? And just, it gets into this long, screaming argument between different city council members at that meeting, and I interviewed all the key players after. Get in the fucking ball, Chingling. Just this council member saying, "Well, he said he doesn't work with us, so that counts as a letter of resignation." And I asked specifically, "Oh, so was this a firing?" "No, it was accepting the removal against his will." Which, man, that sounds like a firing. And just Darkrai King is commenter. I won't get the name. Just like it's this whole mess they've been reporting on, and I've done good journalism on it. But it's just a ridiculous story. Like there are some genuine questions. Like the city could be right about them actually owning the fire station or the fire department and being allowed to do that, allowed to fire him. But but even if they have the right to, just doing it so suddenly, ooh, no one is going to side with them. That just was ridiculous. I don't know. So yeah, that's what my life's been. And like, I've been exhausted. I've been barely able to work on other stuff. What do I got coming down the pipeline? Because I talked about my ongoing projects on this. I've I've been having a lot of trouble working on Day of Apotheosis, and part of it's I've been very busy in June, and part of it is I've had writing block, like because I ran out of the part of the game I had written out. Like I'm in the endgame stuff, and I've been struggling to write it. I think I'm almost day 11 is the hard part. After that, and maybe the Vasuki quest, I should. God, I don't know if I'll be able to make this, but I'd like to by the end of the month have all of this written out, and then maybe by August have this next release of the game. I'm gonna go buy more Pokeballs. And because I wasted them all on fucking Chingling, and I'm not even gonna use Chingling, because Chingling is a terrible, terrible. Chimecho is a terrible Pokemon. Like in Gen 3, it's super rare and it's super bad. One of the worst Pokemon ever created. But yeah, I've been having troubles with Day of Apotheosis. Also, got a bunch of D&D stories I need to write. Need to finish my novel, which I'm on pace. I've been trying to get 10,000 words per month on this very long novel that I just need to get done. And I mean, I've already done my 10,000 for June, so I'm going to be over that. Maybe 15,000 if I keep up pace, but this is a long chapter. And maybe I'll have to cut the entire fucking book in half. I don't know. Let's see what's coming out. Next thing coming out is another realistic anime video, which I make a lot of. This one is parodying. Actually, hold on. This one is parodying a scene in Dragon Ball Z, and I will make that tomorrow. I've already written out, just need to record, and editing will be a breeze. And then after that, we have a D&D story that I've written, and then short story dramatic reading, and then that video essay, which I was going to write this week, but then all this shit came down, so I'm going to have to write that video essay next week, hopefully. Like, I know everything I want to say in it, it just is putting it to paper, what I want to... I actually have to buy things, don't go that way. What I want to say in this video. So, what else is going on? Hey, did you hear about that fucking Ocean Gate stuff? It's all anyone's talking about, but it's just... It is so ridiculous, and, like, the constant mentally bouncing back between it is wrong to wish for other people to die and to take joy and mock their deaths, and the other, like, what the fuck? You paid $250,000 to go into a small tube called the Titan that the owner described as indestructible to visit the Titanic? This thing is steered by a Logitech controller. There's no screens, which is a massive point of failure. It's a fucking cylinder, not a circle. Like, subs normally are circles, like when they're made for super deep stuff so that they don't fucking shatter and implode, which, spoilers, is what happened. It had one fucking window, one tiny window, so you can't even barely see the Titanic that you're going down to disturb. It just, and like, God, just, it is infuriating. I do not remember his name, the CEO of Ocean Gate who died, just reading all these interviews he's done, like, well, personally, I think safety is overrated. Like, sometimes you gotta, like, ignore safety to be, like, cool and stuff. You killed 5 people, you son of a bitch. You killed yourself and everyone else in that sub because of you being like this. And also, people shouldn't be taking submarines to visit the Titanic. That is a fucking gravesite of people who died horribly. It's not your fucking rich person tourist exploration place, okay? You shouldn't be going there in general. Let them rest. And you certainly shouldn't be tempting fate, calling... You're naming your ship that you think is unsinkable after the ship that was said to be unsinkable, that, let me just check the history books, fucking sank! Ugh. And it is disturbing, though. Like, yeah, there are some fucking billionaires who paid to be there, but also, like, a 19-year-old son dragged along by his father, who, like, one of his relatives said was terrified, but only went because he wanted his father to be proud of him. Yeah, his father murdered him. Yeah, that's murder. He was killed by his father. Like, not technically, but by any court, but also, yeah, his father is, responsible for his death. Jeez, wake up so I can get Bronzer, which is actually a good Pokemon. And was... the fact that the company is named Ocean Gate is just perfect, like, because that is what the scandal would be called normally. It's just, you already named the fucking scandal. Also, I heard that Logitech is suing because their stock prices were damaged by their controller being used to steer this shitty sub. But yeah, it's a whole messed up fucking story. Other story in the news that probably got a lot less attention, which is bad. Hundreds of people killed by the Grecian military. Just a bunch of migrants purposely sinking ships, drowning people, murdering children. Uh, Maybe that should have gotten more attention than these fucking billionaires, but I can't fit Cinema Night Entertainment, which is the commenter that I'm going to be using the name of, so I'm going to just do CKE. Like, yeah, there should, not great that the world is just kind of ignoring the fact that mass killings of civilians, like, well, the reason they're ignoring it is because lots of people fucking hate immigrants and want to see them exterminated. Levitate, 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 levitate. Like, the reason's like, wow, you murdered hundreds of people, including children. Well, yeah, but they were immigrants, and a lot of people don't think immigrants are people. They think, oh, you're fleeing terrorism. I should murder your fucking children. You deserve that. I hope all those Coast Guard guys get shot in the fucking face. Like, I hope that. I don't know. I hope that maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's fucking infuriating. And, like, that's the problem with the modern world. It's stressful. You feel power. There's so much evil in this world, and you constantly feel powerless because we cannot do anything to stop it. Just evil happens, and no one gives a shit, and we just move on, and we go to work, and we play fucking Pokemon, and make video essays about short stories we like, and we do things like that because, hey, at least we have control over that. At least we can lie to ourselves and say we're doing okay, I'm getting too fucking up my own ass philosophical. Hey, can I get the experience share yet? I can get the experience share. I should have gotten this earlier. I am going to give that to Bronzong. Yes, yes, yes. And train up Bronzong. So this is the part. Actually, I ignored those comments earlier, so let me check them because I respond to comments, one on each of my Homestuck videos. Darkrai King 555 says, after thinking about it for a while, I began to interpret Hussey's self-insert character as someone similar to Cowborn, in which he blah 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 blah. So basically, that would be a backstory for Hussey's character of being a godlike entity who beats a bird, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Like, the lore reasons for why Hussey is so powerful, except also not powerful, it doesn't really matter. It's just that the comic sets up, like, dedicates a bunch of time to this not great character because, well, we need to focus on this author insert because that ties into the postmodern metatextual themes of the comic, but doesn't really do anything interesting with it other than, like, whoa, the author was killed by the bad guy. What does that change? No, it doesn't change anything. I don't know. Honestly, the Homestuck epilogues do a better Orange Guy than original Homestuck because it's a different Orange Guy who is still the role of narrator and godlike entity. And that's another video essay I have to write, but I would write it sooner, but I gave a date for it already. And the other comment there was, I was an adult when I found Homestuck already toured most of the U.S., east of the Rockies, drug recovery, etc. Big fan of countercultural and had been in several all-rage PS, I don't know what that is, cast shows. Homestuck pretty much encapsulated the concept of counterculture and outcasts in the new millennium, as well as metaphysics and growth within the world, especially within a world that seems destined to never let them succeed, breaking the chains of both fate and expectations from society. My reasons for liking Homestuck as much as I do, even the trolls who I don't actually like by comparison to the other 8, is the massive amount of themes they cover, even prolonging some of the villain arcs to help show that they were often the heroes of their own narrative until they had a chance to fail, or a complete slave to the fate like Gamzee, but meh, anyway, I enjoy your synopsis. Yeah, that's really fucking good take on Homestuck. I don't have anything to say. Well, I say the thing about Gamzee is Gamzee's such a weird fucking character who it isn't really clear anything about him. I don't know if Gamzee is like I'm a slave to fate, or if Gamzee's being mind controlled, or if Gamzee's just an asshole, and the comic doesn't really make any of that clear. In Homestuck, in the Homestuck epilogues, he's worse than he's ever been. It's, is he a child molester in the Homestuck epilogues? It's unclear. He might be. Actually, no, he definitely is, or teen molester. Like, oh god, the fucking. I like the epilogues. I understand why people like them, but at least there's a conclusion to Gamzee in the epilogues. After a lot of time spent with him being probably the worst he's ever been. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to gauge because, man, that character's the worst for a lot. Okay, anyway, we're doing the Gardenia fight now, and I actually think Gardenia is one of the best designed gym leader. Well, not just she has a good character design, but like actual making a good boss fight. Like she's a big step up in difficulty, and her team has synergy. Like she has the Turtwig that sets up Reflect and Sun. Reflect and Sun powers up the rest of the team. Then the Cherrim isn't normally strong, but is very strong once Turtwig has set up things. And then Roserade is just a big power boost. Like, big step up in difficulty, hits like a truck. I'm going to check stats. So that's 29, 28, 35, 33. Okay. You're going in. CKE is a better counter to Roserade even at a lower level. Also Hypnosis. Ooh, I was wrong. This is bad. This is... Hold on. I might be... Oh god, this is... Oh, I fucked up hard. Hold on, back to Egomaniac. Not gonna lose my new Bronzor. Okay. I'm going to heal up now. I'm going to play things safe because, as I said, Roserade can be very dangerous. Is Reflect... I think Reflect isn't up anymore. Oh, and use a status. Like, Gardenia is a tough boss. Maybe the hardest in the game. Like, Rourke's a joke. I just one-shot Gardenia's boss, but Rourke's a joke. Fantina, Maylene are decently tough. Wake, actually, is a pretty tough boss. The fucking Byron is a pushover. Candace isn't too hard. Volkner has strong Pokemon, but by the time you fight him, you're just strong enough you can plow through him. But yeah, Gardenia might be... Either Gardenia or Wake is the toughest in this game. And, alright, we have to go fight Mars. Mars is going to kick my ass, but I can train before that, and I can get my Bronzor trained up, and maybe my Voodoo trained up, because I think I'm going to use it. And I don't know, when should I swap out my Machop, or should I leave him in until he dies? Who knows? I got a few more minutes. This is about the point of these videos where I start talking about the media I've been consuming, and I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom a lot. Like after work, I need to cut. Do I have the cut HM? I forget where you get the cut HM. I already have the cut HM. Hold on. Who did I teach Rock Smash to? Now that I think about it. I taught it to you. Okay, that's fine. I'm gonna get a Bidoof, though. I don't want to get cut on any of my Pokemon. So I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. Still liking it. It's a game that is so big that is kind of daunting, and just like, I don't want to miss anything. I want to experience it all. So I'm playing... I don't think this is the way it's intended to be played. Alright, I named my Bidoof COVID. where like I'm doing it one region at a time, and when I unlock the tower for that region, I just place a grid of dots with the little stamp feature, little grid of stars, and then I go through every time I go to a section, I remove the dot there so I can be sure that I've checked everything. And I'm still missing things. I'm missing a lot of Koroks and probably a lot of the caves with the little bubble frogs, whatever they're called, but I'm experiencing a lot of it. And I've barely touched the depths because I'm waiting till I'm done with the surface and am strong enough to deal with the depths, because the depths are scary, and well, not scary, but like it's tough down there, and I'd like to be stronger before I fully go through them. Yeah, but anyway, as I've been doing this, I've been listening to the Adventure Zone again. Like, I used to be super into the Adventure Zone. I actually started DMing because I really like the Adventure Zone balance, and I liked Amnesty, thought it was good, and I stopped listening during graduation, which is a thing a lot of people did. And then a few months ago, like, started playing Tears of the Kingdom. I went back and I listened through Ethersea, and it was decent. I don't think it was as good as Balance, but I at least enjoyed it, and I think it got pretty good towards the end. But Steeplechase, holy shit, Steeplechase. It's reminding me why I love the show. Adventure Zone Steeplechase is so good. If you're like one of those people who stop listening after Balance, listen to Steeplechase. It has that great, funny Balance energy back. And also Amnesty was good, and Ethersea was decent. And, like, the live shows are excellent, and a lot of the mini-arcs are excellent. Or at least decent. Yeah. And, to be honest, I have zero room to complain about other people making mediocre D&D podcasts. Hey, remember when I tried to make a D&D podcast? Ooh, that blew up in my face hard. Almost destroyed my D&D group. I had to rebuild it. I should do a D&D story on that once I'm done with Torchbearers. Yay. Also, like, the Torchbearer videos I'm writing are getting longer and more in-depth, but it's covering less of the campaign. I'm like looking at my notes, I'm pretty sure it was like 25 or 26, maybe even, yeah, I think it was 26, what I'm going to be covering in, You Fucked Us, the one that is coming out in a bit. And there was only 39 sessions in that campaign, but I have a feeling that You Fucked Us is 7. I'm currently estimating it'll be 15, maybe 16 parts, because it's a lot more in depth with the later parts, and also I'm getting better at writing these and expanding on things more. And I don't know, I'm just mumbling to myself. I'm not going to fight Mars today, but I am going to get rid of all of these trainers. Yay. The sign ones are the right ones, is the key to this area. See, I didn't take the sign ones, so I'm dealing with this random green hair. The Galactic Grunts have kind of bad haircuts. Like, or their just designs are lame overall. Okay, Egomaniac, yes, tear through the skunks like they're Eggos, your prey. You love those Eggos. Like, when I see a Star Ravier, I just think, oh, Egomaniac. And honestly, it's probably setting myself up for, like, a Overwatch Jesse McCree situation by just naming Pokemon after random commenters. I know nothing about any of the people that I'm naming Pokemon after. I'm just doing people who comment things on my videos that I think interesting and can respond to in these Nuzlocke videos. Like, one of them's probably going to do something bad. Although, to be fair, this is minor enough that it doesn't matter. Let's rearrange. I'd like to get this all done, so I'll just go a few minutes longer. What should I talk about? Oh, Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode last night. It's always good. Or I don't know if it's good or bad, where like a minute in to an episode you're like, oh shit, I know where this is going. Where they set up A, Frank and Charlie are cheating at chess, and B, Mac is bot vibrating anal. Okay, so he bought vibrating anal beads, so they're gonna do the vibrating anal beads chess scandal. That's what they're gonna parody it. But yeah, it was a good episode. I think they didn't focus enough on the chess tournament stuff, but yeah, overall decent episode. And is the trainer on the other side a fight? If it is, I'm going to fight him. If not, I'm going to end this. Oh, I guess I'm going to end this. And you guys have to go back to your lives without me.